So literally click.
We good? All right. What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Raw Adult Sexpectation Podcast. Like, welcome in. I'm your host, Miss Nita Love, and y'all, we about to get live and we about to talk on some good topics tonight. I thank y'all all for joining in. It's been nothing but love. Last week, 4 weeks ago, we got up to almost 3,000 viewers. That is dope. Thank y'all for the love. That is crazy. Really, really, really. Okay. But anyways, I be like, what? I'm just saying. So today we're going to start off with just introducing my guest panelists. Y'all already know, if you in Huntsville, you know a lot of these people on this stage tonight. But y'all know how it is. I deal one dabble with everybody. We got people on here that does all types of great work as entrepreneurs and bringing in amazing things in the city. So we're going to let them introduce themselves and, you know, what they do. And we're going to start with Gabe.
Yeah. Gabe Lyrics. Do a whole lot of stuff. Can we cuss?
Find out. Find out. I know. We just started, y'all.
I know on my show you can just stay with us.
Okay.
Gabe Lyrics. I do a whole bunch of shit.
And what's your relationship status?
In a relationship.
All right. JoJo?
Working on stuff.
About to does she know?
I am JoJo of JoJo Talks, and I have a talk show on YouTube, and I host, and I'm an MC, and my relationship status is I'm taken.
Okay. That's a relationship.
All right, I'm Deontay Sullivan. I am the founder and CEO of Kickback Campout, and I'm in a relationship. I'm married.
July 3rd to July 7th.
Definitely.
Yeah, so what the next was?
You the plug.
3rd through the 7th.
July
Kickback
3rd through
Campout.
7th. Y'all already know.
Be there.
Talia.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. Where am I looking?
All around.
Okay, I'm Chelsea, and I'm a lactician / trichologist / I have a food club, but you can't join it unless I invite you.
Correct.
Secret society.
In relationship status. Okay, y'all heard that. All right, Lauren.
Hi, I am Lawrence. I am a professional speaker and a whole bunch of other things, and I am married. Been married for 17 years.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Babe, I love you if you're watching.
Oh. All right, Kim.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Michaels. I'm the owner of the Gold Pineapple Catering Company. I am a lot of things.
I love it.
All I heard was pineapple.
No, but she cleared it up.
She did.
I asked a question. Is it upside down or?
So, y'all, what's happening? Y'all already know who I am. I'm Nita Love, and I am in a 3-year relationship. So, baby, if you're on live, baby, I love you. You're my everything and my Glorilla voice. Okay, anyway. So, we gonna dive to the good and granny. We heard y'all. Y'all have so many comments. Y'all got so much stuff going on. So, we gonna jump straight in to the juicy topics, right? So if you want to know more about these amazing entrepreneurs, I'll be dropping their links on the YouTube page, so you can go to find them. You'll find all their information in the show notes to make sure that you can follow them and get all of the services that you need in Huntsville. Okay. All right. So we're doing the Sexpectation Podcast, and I dropped the poll. The community poll was a very interesting one. It said ways to initiate in the bedroom. Okay. So we have a few categories. We had physical touch, sexy texting, ask straight up, just like you want to get down to the down and dirty. And the last one was I'll wait for them to make the first move. All right, y'all. Which one do y'all think was the highest one? What y'all think?
We wait till them to make the move.
I was going to say physical touch, but I think they're right.
Wait for them first move. First move. It was physical touch.
Hey.
That's right. So this was your poll. 69% of y'all voted that you just want to start touching and no expectations. All right. Which is, I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't think we got to talk about that a little bit. We want no expectations, just touch and go.
No prep work?
Nothing. Just slide in there.
No, I think
Get
that,
in there.
I think that includes the prep work.
One,
Yeah.
it includes proximity. So
Mm.
you got to be to physical touch somebody. You got to be in the same proximity.
Right.
So that means you got to be in relationship.
Right.
So I mean, are we only talking? People are polling. We're only in relationships because I mean, are you just waiting till somebody gets home and then they be like, "Hello"?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But this is initiation. So yeah, like
So
I guess
again,
they
you have to. If it's going to be a build or whatever, you have to communicate first.
Right.
So use your form of communication. First of all, you got to know, hey, I'm on the same page as you.
Right.
So you can't come home. I'm gonna physically touch you, and this person is angry at you. Like, what?
Let me add to that
They gonna
because
physically touch you. So.
Right.
that's a good point. But one of the things that I tell married men, like when I'm coaching them, is to touch their wife all the time. Some like non-sexual touches is a form of foreplay,
Mm.
right? So when you only touch them for sex, it creates this expectation where he's only touching because he wants sex.
Right.
But if you're touching all the time, then she feels loved and cared on, and that does something. It gets her warm. I say turn the oven on in the morning so it's hot and ready in the evening.
Ooh,
And
steaming.
that's good that you should suggest that to men, but I think it should be suggested to people. I'm not saying
No,
to
you're
you,
right.
I'm just saying it to the people out there. You know what I'm
On
saying?
both sides.
It's both out here because men
Yeah.
we need it also.
That's true.
And you know, I've told partners of mine, just because I'm a wreck doesn't mean I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? My body can respond to physical touch, but mentally, emotionally, I might not be ready.
Mm.
Now I can still penetrate, but my mind might be somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Some other stuff might be going on, and it has been times that I went on and done it, and afterwards wasn't necessarily a regret, but you still have that damn. You know, what
You
I'm
know,
saying?
that's funny that you mentioned that because a lot of people don't say that. You know, they say like, when men in the bedroom is simple. You didn't sound, that didn't sound like a simple comment, and I try to be funny,
Right,
but
right.
they may like, oh, it's just you know,
You hard or
cold
you're
hole.
not.
You know, like that's what they say. Like there's no mental space there, so that was good. So the next one, 25% of the community voted a sexy text, right? So building up anticipation throughout the day. So this led to a conversation, y'all, about pictures, right? Is it sexy to still send photographs?
Yes.
Send me some video.
You said yes. Does that build? Do you feel like that builds up anticipation throughout the day?
Yes.
Depends on if the person's visual. I mean, again, know your people.
Well, I feel like
you're not
also-
sending news to somebody who's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, in a modern age, you could also send, what do they call it? GIFs,
memes,
memes, whatever.
Oh, that's
So you're
safe.
kind of hinting at the expectation of how I'm feeling right now. If I send you a kiss, if I send you a flirty, I mean, they got ones that you can send somebody in the shower to be like, I'm trying to do this later. So it just depends on how you communicate, if that's what you want.
She said she's a jiffer.
Thank you. Okay. Because if I get something that says waterfall, I immediately go, is that me? Is that you? Like, what are we doing?
As long as it actually is about what's going to happen later. I'm not trying to go home and you sleep.
Ooh.
After all that texting and jiffing. Okay.
You're tired of the jiffing, huh?
No, I love it. I just wanted, you know what I mean?
Okay.
With an
Later,
add point.
Yeah.
Okay. All
It's
right.
like that TikTok where it's been prepped all day. The oven is warm, food is ready, you get home and it's in the tray.
I'm tired. I'm tired all day. People work outside.
All right, no, you're good. So the 10% said just straight up ask.
Thank
So
you.
basically, ask for what you want. Like there ain't no text, there ain't no little simple touch. Just come up and be like, what? What would you say? Like if you had to initiate in the bedroom,
It depends on what
and you
time.
had to say something.
It depends on the time I'm on.
Break that down.
What you
No, I get what you're saying, Chris.
I could be on. What you into?
Go.
Like, you know, let's
Okay.
go. Or sometimes I want to send you a GIF and I want you to send me on back. Sometimes I want you to text me and I want to text you back. Like, you know, it just depends on the time that I'm on.
Okay.
Please answer.
But if you had to ask someone the question like that led to sex, is it let's have sex?
No,
Is it
you want some
give me that?
Try and get
I like his response.
So what was
You want some dick?
like that
do you want some?
circle, yes or no.
Like a question? Like do you
I
want
mean,
some?
no, always got to be a question, but since you're saying what's the
Ask. Like what would you
Ask,
say?
you know. But it could be several things, you know what I'm saying?
Can we have fun later? You
nah,
know?
hell no.
No. That's too simple.
No, I mean, literally, I'm gonna say you want some dick, or you want me inside you, or you.
I would do the want you inside me. Like I will send a text
Some
like,
people may feel like that's too forward.
And then
Why?
sometimes I may say,
It's honest.
And it's necessary sometimes.
It is
You didn't
necessary.
get all these gifts that I was trying to grow.
we want
waterfall. Listen, these niggas
Sometimes.
picking up.
Right. Are you trying to hang out? Are we actually hanging out?
Right.
No, I'm going home. That was cold for
I didn't mean
get
drink.
this meat. Yeah, right.
Can we chill?
Right.
And sometimes being forward is the best option.
It's clear.
Sometimes.
If you want a thing, you can ask for it.
Right.
I mean, hey, I'm hungry. Sure like that food.
I think she cuts that with
and that's the thing. And
And then you're going to be like, what? Oh, are you hungry? Afterwards, all that?
Right.
You just said it.
That's true.
What we doing later? Okay. Then you say, yes, we are. So then you say, what are we doing later? Then you send the gift.
But that's when the flirt, to me, that's the
Like
window
sex
for
with
flirting.
touch. That's what
Yeah.
It's fun in a relationship.
Okay, Gabe, you should say
I'm
something.
just gonna say, in everything in life, in all aspects of life, like you were saying, we can say these things. We can say, I'm hungry, I want something to eat, or do you want to go eat and all this other shit. But when it comes to having sex, it's like, oh, it's too forward, or we can't talk about it. Yes, the fuck we can. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't want to go through the prepping and the process. You want to get straight to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why you go to fast food sometimes. Sometimes you go to a sit-down restaurant. Sometimes you cook at the house, you know?
But this is for somebody who can't just go. But let's say we were trying to help somebody who really, like, on the line and was like, I get what y'all saying, but what do I say?
Ask what you want.
Okay.
Okay,
It
wait.
depends on that person.
And that's something like a more conservative way, but they don't really know how to say just walk in the room, and it may take all they have to say take me now, you know,
Maybe
whatever,
they shouldn't say it.
you know. Then you think that's not for
Work their
them?
way. Yeah, like
Listen,
There
yeah.
you go. There you go.
everything isn't for everyone.
That's right. That's right.
And you can learn to do something, but if you don't know how to do it or it's not in you,
Don't force it.
Don't force it. Good. That's
Yeah.
good tea. Y'all clock that?
Well,
Every
wait.
time they do good, I be like,
No, but hold on. Because I know people who really go through this.
yeah.
Where it's like, you know, and married folks too.
Mhm.
And they'll go up to their spouse and be like, hey, you trying to get it in tonight. And the spouse has so much on their head that they kind of get taken aback, right? And then it feels like rejection to the person who asked. So I do think that there is some getting to know, like try to figure out, because at the end of the day, if we're talking about sex and or intimacy, these are two different things. Am I trying to get a nut or am
We
I trying
talking
to get
about ways to initiate sex in the bedroom.
So if it's just purely sex, then cool. But if you're talking about a level of intimacy, I think it's only appropriate that they at least know you care about them as a person.
Right.
And then it's like, hey, are you good? How was your day? And this, that, and the third. And those conversations, while it sounds like unromantic, when they get it off their chest and you rubbing and you holding and you cuddling, give them that tight hug, that kiss, it leads into what you was trying to get in the first place.
I feel like for someone who may be on like, I don't want to say a first date, but this may be like the third date.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're comfortable with the person.
It's okay if stuff-
Once not dealing with Gabe tonight. I'm not, because I'm sitting next to him and I can hear him. He cutting up. I feel like if it's somebody that's on like that third, fourth date, and this is what you want,
Mhm.
and you don't know if the other person wants that as well, then am I getting into
No.
another territory?
No, you
I
good.
feel like the pastor and be like,
No.
oh, you looking at my notes. Okay, but I feel like if you're kissing, because at this point you should be kissing, when you get to that physical touch, go ahead and warm it up. Try it. You ain't got to necessarily ask for it, but if this is y'all at this point in the relationship, go for it. What you got to lose?
We need
So-
consent as
I was
black
about
men.
Okay, well, I'm
I'm saying-
consenting
Yeah.
by saying it.
So yeah, I was thinking like the straight up answer for it to be only 10% as a sex coach. That was surprising to me because people should be asking for what they want. And it, like Gabe said, we're grown. You're in an environment where it's supposed to be okay. You know, I think sometimes people get taken aback because they feel like if you're too sexual forward, you're thirsty or you are coming off too strong. And for some people, that may be a turn off. But for some people, it was like, for the women out there or the men too, because it's double-sided, that have receptive desire. The desire is so far down, it's under the kids, under the home, under the cleaning up, under the laundry, under everything. And it's like, you have to physically come up and say, hey, are we having sex tonight? if you don't do it, it ain't even on her laundry list or his laundry list. So I do think that if it to be 10% was kind of low, like, to be honest. And I feel like that is what you said, like the touching, the sexy text. Some people may take that as flirting. Some people may take that as you kiss me every day. I didn't know you wanted to have sex. Like, well, I've been telling you all week. Have you been telling me? Yeah, you didn't get the texts and the calls and I left a heart with the booty on him there. You're like, dang, you know? Like, you still haven't said anything, but you just need to say the words. So I think that they should definitely say more of what you want.
I think in context too, your customer was like straight up saying.
Yeah.
So like, no one's coming to you straight up saying. Like they're not doing it unless you're in a space where that is the nature of the conversation, right? But in a relationship, in a marriage, your communication, it depends on your communication style.
Yeah.
You're not stressed. We don't have no money to pay the bills. You lost your job. You're not coming up to me telling me you will fuck me tonight. No, that's not like
Stress relief.
Stress relief. For some people.
Right, but I still heard
But if we can't pay the light bill, it's dark out.
You rolled over like, I know the lights off, but
Light them candles. One night only.
I see that energy.
lay your stress down. I want to, like, I can just stretch all of it. I'm sorry, my head. Okay.
I'll get a new job tomorrow.
But again, like you said, you have to know what the expectations
Right.
are in the relationship.
Right.
Again, we're talking mostly in the context of a marriage.
Right.
So you guys know that there's so many things that happen in there.
Right.
In a relationship or, girlfriend, boyfriend
Right.
situation is very different.
Way different.
Because you're still communicating to spend time together.
Right.
If you live apart, you work separately, you're talking, you're communicating all day. Some of that is in there. Some of that, hey, he's telling me his job is stressful, boss is doing this to him. So you're trying to figure out ways to maybe you change his mind by the end of the day or not bring that home to him. So again, you're not saying, hey, I'm telling you this rest of the day, and you've listened to nothing but paper.
Yeah. But this question actually came from a single woman. Because she felt that, like, as she was trying to get her, she didn't know what to say to initiate, like, to say, hey, I want to be sexual with you,
She
so.
say that. Is she talking to a man?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
you're right.
I was like, rejection, you said it. Fear of rejection is a real thing. In a marriage and relationship, if you're single, it is a thing.
Sexual rejection is a big thing.
No,
sexual rejection is big.
Because the first time it happened, your self-esteem went down.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. Most men, because there are men where if you're too forward, it turns them off.
Definitely.
But most men would love to hear, oh, wait, you trying to get it? Oh, bet. Like, when you free, like, it frees up so much. Like, the man, it literally, like, the man's going, like, when he reads, like, what? Breathe, and like, yeah, no, we can, And if he got swag and game, he's still going to do what he do. But just to know, like, that's the time that you're on, and he knows that, he's scheduling his whole day around that right there. He's canceling with his boys. Yeah, his whole, that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
Be at work, probably smiling, thinking about leaving.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So for the ladies, just say it to your man. Just say, hey.
Buy the store, get a honey pack.
Okay.
I heard about the honey pack.
Yeah, that ain't
You
work.
better leave them honey packs alone.
That
Yeah,
ain't
wait till you need it.
Yeah.
honey.
Some squats.
Yeah, the honey pack. Hold on, wait
You
a
don't know
minute.
about the honey? What's that?
So wait a minute. So the last one was I'll wait for them to make the first move. So the passenger princess vibe of sex.
Is that a pillow princess?
Yeah, pillow princess. Where I don't necessarily initiate at all. I'll wait for my partner, and that was 56% of the time was waiting for people to initiate for you.
I think what's crazy about that is kind of what you said with fear of rejection. Once a man has been rejected,
There you go.
and shut down, he's not gonna try as much. So if that's the case, and then women are waiting on him to ask, ain't nobody gonna be getting it in.
With each other.
I think
Right.
that's the issue.
Right.
With each other.
Yeah.
This is a big one. You said something big because a lot of the clients that I have go into the issue where the I wouldn't say the wife, I would say the partner decided that they didn't want to have sex so much that the other partner just stopped asking, and then the boat just stopped moving. Period. Because now the sexual navigator in the relationship has been rejected so much that they don't even feel the need to ask because they don't want to feel that over and over and over again.
But I was going to say, even if you are in a relationship and y'all are consistently having sex, you can still feel that rejection.
Yep,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Y'all can had sex for 3 years,
Yep.
and at one time you go to rub or touch, and it's like, you know, what you doing or no, whatever the case may be, it's like, oh, damn.
Hey,
so
you
it's
don't
like
live, love me no
You know
more.
what I'm
No,
saying?
That's how you
Now
feel.
that first time it hits a little bit, and it might be okay, but that next week, you try to get in the shower with them, they're like, you know what I'm saying? But you fuck again, no good 5 times, and then I'm sorry, y'all. And then, you know, later on that week, there's another rejection, you know what I'm saying? It hits hard, you know,
Yeah.
regardless of how
Each
long
one
it's
chip a little bit away.
chip away. Then eventually it's like I said, the navigator's like, you know what? I ain't even starting that next
Right.
year.
That's true.
Right.
And the fact that you get in the shower with her makes you a G, because that would be too hot for me. You can get out this shower. How y'all been in the shower with women?
I like hot showers.
Oh,
Okay?
that
like
like my skin be coming off. I don't like that.
Yeah, I like hot shower too.
Oh, really?
So,
First girl I ever heard.
okay, we have a comment. Let's read it. No, should we read it?
I love this.
Okay, go ahead and say his name in the comment. Thank you for joining in on the community.
Who's reading it?
Go ahead. Go ahead. One of y'all.
His name is Dwayne Repairman, and he put come with a K. If I come home and roll a blunt up and touch that inside part of your thigh, and you, as the female, should know what's up. And, or if I grab a shot glass and my shot glass. This is shoot. Okay, sorry. If I grab a shot glass and my top shelf liquor,
Or the top shelf.
yeah, that part. P.S. I don't need or use honey packs. So his basic question is, you should know if I come home, roll a blunt, and touch the inside of your thigh immediately, I want it.
Or he used his top shelf liquor.
There you go. It's
So-
happening.
So he going to the liquor
It's
cabinet.
giving cues, basically. You're giving cues, Mr. Repairman.
He said so. All right, so this
Let's be like
Mr.
Steve Harvey.
Repairman, since you're on live, my question is: did you feel that that's an automatic sexual ritual?
That's
that
what he's
you're
saying.
supposed
That's
to
what
get?
he's saying.
Okay. Okay.
He didn't even say if he letting you hit the.
That whole sheet by
If I
himself.
roll my blunt,
Well,
if
thank
I
you
talk
for
to
your
you, know what's up.
comment.
But you gotta touch the inside of the thigh.
And thank you. You might just help somebody create their right.
No, he creeping in.
coach.
That slide in. I know what you're talking about.
Right.
My only thing is, how can she say no if she don't want it? That's my
So-
only question.
Ooh.
So, because I'm really big on consent.
Okay.
Right,
How
and
can
so-
she say no? She would.
If she don't want it, because he's touching the thigh, he's getting the shot, and he's giving her the cue, like, "Hey, I'm down," which I'm cool with. But how does she say no in a way that's like, if not, I'm saying no to you as a person, I just don't want it right now.
No.
Yeah, without, I want to know how he feels in that.
Right.
Just honestly.
I agree.
But I don't
No is like the strongest
They do
word.
not know.
And I know a lot of people think that saying no or like people want to be nice, but I think in every sex space, consent is important. Yes is yes, no is no.
And I agree with that. No is no, yes is yes. But I think in communication,
Right.
Hard
it's
rejection
important
and soft.
to still, because when you're building something, if we're communicating in every other aspect of our relationship, we need to communicate in the sex. So when you say no, you don't have to. You're not obligated
Yes,
to.
that's
But
my
when
point.
you are willing to, that's what makes the thing beautiful, regardless of what we're talking about. Because you don't have to tell me or explain shit to me about anything, right? So if you don't like the color blue, you don't have to tell me why you don't like the color blue. But it would be nice to know.
Now
So
that's
if you Tell
true.
me no
Yeah.
while we're having sex. It'd be nice to know why is
not?
it no?
Yeah.
Because it helps me operate differently. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Is it no because when I touched your inner thigh, it triggered something?
Mhm.
Is it no because you're not ready yet? Is it no because next time I need to do more prep? So it helps in initiating the next time.
Clock that feedback. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Feedback. Let me put it in quotation. Feedback. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there because that's what he's talking about. Giving sexual feedback is very important. So clock that feed. Look, hey, shut up here. Okay. So next question. Okay, y'all. So we definitely got to hit on this topic because it was a hot topic from our last Sexpectation podcast. We got to talk about it. The original question that we talked about is why do people stay in sexless relationships without building resentment? This question led to some hot topics, which led us down to the topic of today: hall passes due to sexual needs not being met.
I got hot.
So this is the question for today. Another hot question is, what is a hall pass? And do you necessarily need a hall pass if your sexual needs are not being met? And I'm hoping hall pass means in some form of relationship, polyamory, monogamy, something where there is another person. So let's get into what is a hall pass. Can somebody get online and see what a sexual hall pass is so we can read that?
I can tell you how it's used.
I'm gonna ask Chat.
I'm gonna ask Google.
We're gonna ask Google.
You ask Google. I'm gonna ask Chat.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you how
Google. I got Chat.
And y'all in the comments, let me know, how do y'all feel about hall pass? So say yes to the hall or no, you'll pass. I don't know, but let me know what y'all thinking about in the hall pass type of conversation.
Go to Urban Dictionary too.
We're gonna go to dictionary.
Well, I think the movie.
Dictionary.com.
Dictionary.com.
Says, that's not that one. Okay. A hall pass is also an agreement between people in a romantic relationship that one or both of them may have sex with other people.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope y'all heard that. The hall pass is a mutual agreement between you and someone else that you will have a romantic or sexual relationship with someone else. All right, so what we think about that, y'all? And what we think about...
Can I add what Chat says?
Yeah.
It says what she said, but I like the last part. It says what she said, but it says both partners to have sex with someone else without it being considered cheating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So a hall pass is a free pass.
But sometimes it's not always both partners. Sometimes it's one partner or the other partner.
Okay. And we're talking about a sexless relationship, so let's just make sure we keep around that topic. This is a relationship that...
Why are you in a sexless relationship?
I'm 10 goes down on it.
Okay.
This is the question. Why is it a sex?
Why is it? So a sexless relationship could be a number of things, y'all. And people think, is this a bad thing? No. A lot of couples are in sexless relationships.
You get comments now.
So I bet they coming in. So when it comes down to a sexless relationship, that means that physical, what is it?
Sex?
Physical sex or touch or oral, anal, all of that is being taken away. Also touch may be taken away. So it's not just the sexual component, it's the connection component of the relationship is now starved at this point.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, like the sex list, meaning there is no sex, there is no mouth, there's no oral, there's no anal, there's no penetration.
Relationship?
Wait.
So let's go to the first question from the panel. Who first?
No, go ahead.
Why is it sexless?
Okay.
So let's wait. So there are a number of reasons.
That's what I say. It makes it.
There are a number of reasons why relationships can be sexless.
Yeah.
What are top 3? Go.
A new baby.
Okay.
But that's a period of time. Though.
It's still sexless.
Okay. So you got a whole period.
But I do agree. I think that's a conversation.
Y'all told me 3. Let me say 3. So first one could be a new baby. Another one could be bodily issues, so menopause, erectile dysfunction, high blood pressure, kidney failure, these type of things that we do see in the Black community very much often. And another one is, what's another reason for a sexless marriage?
Asexual.
Depression, anxiety, mental health, things like that. So yes, there are a number of reasons why you could find yourself in sexless, broken relationships, infidelity, trust. I mean, there's so many reasons why people get home sex.
I get it.
Due to getting STDs from their partners.
So it's like.
Think about that.
So it's like.
So then it becomes like.
Do you get a hall pass if you're in a relationship with somebody who is depressed and on medication? Like, you just get to get a hall pass.
So that's where it comes down to.
Yeah.
And there's a number of reasons why sexless marriages happen. Now, on the other end, some people just don't want to have sex with their partners anymore.
So is that the narrative that we're going with?
I don't know which one.
There's another one, or he or she doesn't want to have sex with
don't want to have sex with their partner.
Yeah.
Okay, but
so the hall pass then becomes acceptable.
There is always a why, and this is what I'm standing 10 toes down on. I don't care about the why to keep it 100 with you. I care about the period of time and the fact that my needs after a certain period of time are not being met. I have been patient. We have been talking. You have done the work. I've been doing the work. at some point, I'm having me some sex. That's my point. Now,
Your hand don't work?
oh, my hand works just lovely, mind you. With that being said, if we're talking about marriages, right? I did not get married to be celibate. Period. So, with that being said,
We can't
oh no, she don't.
I can't do that when he do that. I be like,
So we're either going to have an agreement, or I'm gonna get better at how I hide things. Because I'm going to have sex, regardless. So it would, for me, I think the mature route, because this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, it's been 2 months, right? I'm not talking that. I'm saying, yo, yeah, right? It's been a year or two, whatever.
So on like a long period of time.
Exactly. Yes, because if we talk about the baby after baby, you gotta wait the 6 weeks, or it could be 2 months, or it could even be 2 years. Because it really says 2 years. It takes a while. So I think there should be some conversation. Your mouth work. But with that being said,
There's other forms of sex. Okay.
and that's my point. So we're talking sexless.
Sexless.
Listen. I think the mature way is that we have some type of agreement. What are the standards? What are the rules? Do you want to know? Do you not want to know? What's the frequency? But I'm so
But
serious.
you're saying
Right?
that it should be on the table.
That's the question.
Absolutely
It's
should.
So
an
the
option.
question is, should
I'm
a
thinking
hall pass be on the table if a sexless relationship? Because y'all talk about marriage, but I don't believe that. I can believe you can get in a lot of sexless relationships. I don't want to say just marriage, but sex at all. Anybody else want to chime in to this
I
question?
say that you have to know who you're talking to.
Okay.
You cannot introduce something to that which would be totally against what that person believes.
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, because, like, what's
It don't matter
No
if
matter
you
if she
fix sex
says,
or
okay,
not. If she don't want to do that,
Yeah.
she not into that. She not into that.
literally?
That's a
Then
fact.
that's
And if she
Just
used
dead
to
it
be
the
into
whole
it,
shit.
and she's
Like-
not into it no more, I hope she believe in divorce. Cause I'm going to cheat on you. Look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know some of y'all want to keep it PC, but we keeping it raw.
But no, you're being real. So these are some conversations, and I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but he's not lying. Like, these are the conflicts, the desire conflicts, and the sexual conflicts that I see in my office every day, because there's one person in the relationship that feels deprived and starved. Those are big words. Like, you're starving sexually is different from I'm just a little horny.
Right.
Starving sexually, like if the person was to hand you the flower, bitch, it'll be glistening with glitter and gold, and it's shining, and it's purple and pink and all different colors. Then you're in trouble. You don't want your relationship to be in a trouble space. So I get what the space of having a hall pass, but there is something that you said, Kimberly, was, you can invite things in with these type of conversations, and that's something I want to talk. There's a TikTok that I want to talk about. Y'all got anything to say? But before I read the TikTok,
Yeah, I was gonna say that the why is important for me. You know what I'm saying? Because as we talk about the why, then we can talk about a time frame, and the time frame is important, as you were saying. But then with that time frame, once that expires, then we put options on the table. So an option could be hall pass, divorce, or it could be, hey, I'm gonna go out here and do this regardless, or do we just,
like he said, secretly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or we just dissolve this relationship altogether. So I think we need to explore options. But the why is the main important, because even before I present options of a hall pass, I might need to go ahead and go on and leave, right? So it might not just be about you not wanting to have sex. So if you say you don't want to have sex with me no more, why do you want to have sex with me? What the hell going on?
Right.
Well, you just don't do this, don't do that for me. I don't like this about you, blah, blah, blah. So you just don't like me as a person no more. Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless there's some things about me that I just need to change.
But
And
that's
hold
why-
on, okay.
That's why for me, the why is important.
But you are right. A lot of times as we get into relationships, we forget that we speak different sexual languages. And when you start trying to speak your language to someone else, it may not be understood. So can you get to a point where you can work through those issues? Yes, but sometimes we don't give it time, and we think the shortcut way is to put a hall pass and quick things in place, and those things can really blow up in your face. So I do want to put that out there. So
Yeah. So what I want to say is, everything you're saying, my assumption is that we did all that first. When I hear sexless, I'm hearing we've done the work, and I just don't want
I
to have
don't
sex.
hear that.
Well, that's where I'm coming from. Where I'm coming from. Because if
that's maybe different.
Yeah,
So.
'cause if we haven't done the work, then to me it's not sexless yet. There's work to do. And in the information age, there's so many options, so many ways that we can get information.
Right.
So many therapists, counselors, coaches, ologists, whatever, right? We can really have that kind of medicine, herbs. So for me, it's like there is a reality that exists in relationships where they've done all of that. And one partner is saying, I no longer desire sex. And they're expecting out of love the other person to commit to celibacy.
Now
so when I say, no, we need to have an agreement, it's not just coming from I hear these conversations as well when I'm doing my coaching. It's a real thing. And and I've seen it where it's the man who doesn't want to give the woman sex. I've seen that too. Where for whatever the reason is, they've gone through the counseling and all that. And he's like, well, if you love me, you'll be celibate with me. I'm looking at him like, brother, I don't think that's love that you have. You a little selfish right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't done all that, I would say don't claim sexless relationship yet. Do the work first.
Okay, that's good. That's a good topic. Chelsea.
Sure.
Because
he ended better than he started, so I let him have it. Summed it up, and I was like, okay, like
he took the long way.
Yeah. Like,
but his initial reaction is one that I felt is like that worldly reaction. You know, what did divorce papers say? I don't want to be, and I think that's something that people don't talk about. People don't sign up to not have sex. Like, that's not why we got married. That's not why I'm here. I didn't sign up for you to decide after you get pregnant and have a baby that you're not gonna touch me no more. I did not sign up for a moment of I'm okay, well now you don't want to give oral anymore. You don't want to do nothing. I did not sign up for that. And that's something that people need to talk about. You don't sign up to be in sexless marriages. That's not what we do. Now, sometimes people can have friendship marriages and contract marriages, but they go into the marriage expecting sex to be low, not getting into a marriage and it's hot and heavy and the sex is good and then it just dies over time, or you don't know how to control your sexual urges and you cheat, or you're looking for a way out, and that's different. Okay, we got some comments.
So I know we said the why doesn't matter, but this guy had a why, and I'm like, he said, from a workaholic.
Hold on, what's his name?
Dwayne Repairman.
Hey, Dwayne.
I'm not rolling my eyes at you, just your comment. He said, for a workaholic standpoint, he works 90 to 100 hours, bro. What do you do? He said, past tense, so he good now. He gets off work and he's tired, so that could lead to sexless relationships. So that's the point. But then we have someone else that said that I got to go down to the bottom one. Selena chimed in and said, if you do the work, which goes back to you, so you can twerk. So just do the work. Then it says, people just have to learn to keep it spicy in their sex life. And I think what you're saying kind of goes against that, because if you've done the work and it leads to that, then someone says, what about not divorce, but a open relationship?
But that's the hall pass. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
the hall pass and open relationship are the same.
No.
They're not necessarily the same.
Hall pass, let's be clear that a hall pass and an open relationship are definitely not the same thing. So a hall pass is what it's called. You got in the hall and it passed, okay? An open relationship is your relationship is open and there's a communication space that shows that you're going to have open physical, mental, and emotional relationships with other people. Okay?
I think with Monique, that gave her man 4 hall passes a year.
She said that.
But someone said that
who called her husband daddy?
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you got one more.
I think this.
Okay.
I want to get a feel for this one. Sharon Gibson said is it? Okay, Sharon, Mom. She said that is opening the door of divorce and separation.
Ooh.
Wait, what is the hall pass or not having sex?
The hall pass.
I mean,
both.
I'm saying both.
But I want to know which one she's talking about.
I'll text you,
Okay, Sharon, hey Mom. They want to know, that's my mama shout out. They want to know, is it for the sexless marriage that ends in divorce or the hall pass that ends in divorce? So comment below. All right, y'all. So the TikTok that we read about this comment was sent to me from someone, and so we definitely had to bring up the hall pass. And this was the story on TikTok. Just a few weeks ago, a woman posted that her and her husband went to Trapezes, which is a swinging club.
It's trapeze.
That's a thing?
It's just trapeze.
Trapeze. Sorry. Say it right. In Atlanta. Atlanta is a swingers club. And the agreement initially, they talked about it. They went through all the steps that you would get in sex therapy, which is communicate about your needs and go and get your needs met once you both get to a mutual agreement. They got to the club, and the deal was that he goes in first. He went in and had his threesome, and he was happy and satisfied. He left out the club. The next day, the wife went in and slept with a BBD. And if y'all don't know what that is, put it in the comments. BB, yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
So she slept with a big one. She went and did the same thing the next night, got a pretty large one, went home, and by the third night, they wanted to have sex and she could not. He got upset with her and decided to get mad because his thing was he never caused her to be sore.
That's not her fault.
So, in this comment, y'all, this couple gave each other a quick hall pass, and it ended up really destroying their marriage. What do y'all think about the comment that I just talked about?
That was not a hall pass. It was a whole moment. That was a moment.
They went through
multiple.
So they explored.
Yes.
What was the reason why they did not do it together?
I don't know.
That's a fair question.
Yeah. Is it because he couldn't take seeing it?
Right.
She couldn't take
That's
seeing
a fair question.
Or both. Even if they couldn't, they both.
And did he not go back?
Right.
She went back.
So I think these type of conversations come up because number one, it's easy to say you want to be in a hall pass or an open relationship and all those things until you do it. Until the other person has emotions and feelings behind the action, until someone is hurt. So I do think even with the best ideal and the best plan, it can still not go as you thought it was going to go.
I agree, but you moved the goalposts.
Okay, what you think?
Because they're both having sex. In the original conversation, we were talking about sexless relationships.
Right, but I'm talking about the TikTok.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's a whole nother subject.
If we're talking about, like, where two people want to experiment, then that's a whole different conversation. A lot of things do have to be talked about.
We did, which they did.
Yeah, but even in what you're saying, she had that type of experience, right? With the BBC. I mean, I don't know. As a man in my pride, I probably would have waited a week anyway, right? Because I know what that is. Like, I know what that could be. To think you're gonna go back the next day if you're not of that category. No offense to the brother, but I think he kind of played himself. That he could just follow up behind.
But she couldn't, only because of the soreness.
Right.
So,
but soreness does not mean pleasurable. Like,
exactly.
And I think that's where the piece comes in. It could be pain. It could be If
you're with your husband, if you've only been with your husband, you're going to sex club.
That's what a BBC is. Sorry.
That's even a
I guess, but I didn't get it.
Okay. Needed the visual.
So we're gonna go to another question. Do we got any comments?
I don't know right now.
Any comments?
Yeah. You know, what I was saying was that
Your mom
answered. She just couldn't have been relaxed enough to experience it.
And that's the thing.
So the whole like she wanted to probably do the same as him because we're giving ourselves the same experience. But she wasn't comfortable in her experience because the vagina is a muscle.
Yes.
It's contract and
Thank
like
you.
it's a muscle. So none of that should have happened because if she was not ready for what was happening or she was scared or she was timid, then she will have that sort of
And I think that's the space that people don't see is that they heard the TikTok. You got all these comments like, oh, he busted down and oh, due to whatever.
Like,
but
that's fair too.
But just to be real, there's a lot of reasons why a woman can be sore. You know,
but she did it 3 more times.
They talked about it, but they probably didn't communicate effectively. Right. So there's so many questions.
Or they said
there's some things you don't know that you don't know.
Well, some things you're gonna know, right?
No,
so
he moved his position. It's real.
One of the things you're gonna know is somebody else could possibly be better than you.
Always.
So there's gonna be something. Hey, so what if you get some
That's
dick
the part.
that's better than the dick I've been getting? How you gonna feel about that? How about I get with somebody
They ain't
that's
never
gonna throw
talked
this
about
pussy
that.
on me like you never have before? You know what I'm saying? So those are questions. It's already in your mind. If you and your partner finna be with somebody else, you already thinking. And it doesn't come from an insecure place. It's reality.
It's reality.
Somebody can fuck better than you. You know what I'm saying? And you can fuck better than somebody else. So you already thinking it. So you need to have that conversation. What happens when somebody make you come 3 times in a row? What if she make me come so quick I can't even control myself?
Yeah,
You know
and sometimes not even the better sex, it's just the experience
Whatever.
gets the things going
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying. In
right?
your mind,
So
you already know. So there are things already in your head, and people don't have that conversation. They just want to talk about it. Let's do it and have the experience, and try to talk about it afterwards. It's too fucking late now. Come on, feeling hurt. Because she could have been relaxed, and he still could have just said it. And she might not have liked it. She might not have had no orgasm, no nothing. But still, some men is like, damn, he got you hurt like that. I ain't make you hurt like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real.
It's something she went back. No, I'm saying that's
You went back one night?
The third night her boyfriend tried to sleep with her, not nobody.
Oh, I heard the story. Did y'all hear the story?
No, he went the first night. She went the second night.
And then she went again.
No, he and her. Yeah, no, they didn't. She didn't go back.
Like, you should have waited 6 weeks.
Yeah, those are the things that we're not talking about.
What the doctor recommended. After the stretching, like 6 weeks.
Just saying, those are the things we're not talking about ahead of time. That's all I'm saying. You know, and sometimes we are ashamed to say, because like me, I ain't got the best dick in the world. You know what I'm saying? But I know somebody can lay it down better than me. You know, so it's like we need to have that conversation. I know it might be somebody that
I'll never admit it.
she might give me head and do some shit. Would you say what?
I said I'll never admit it. Size is one thing, but that's objective. But when it comes to the stroking and the muscle,
But even with talking about it though, like even like planning it out, talking about it, you still can't prepare for what's gonna happen until after it happens.
It's some stuff you can't, but it's some shit in the beginning you can talk about. People just don't want to have those conversations. I'm just saying.
But
you're not wrong.
But that's what I wanted to say was I know a lot of people, and we're gonna go back to the hall pass portion about the sexless marriage. We talked about like 12 topics that had nothing to do with the partner not wanting to have sex with you. It was like life things that happen, right? And so a lot of people hear sexless due to, problems with their body, their mind, their mental health, their emotions breaking down. That's different. And I don't think the solution truly is to give your starved partner a hall pass, because that is a big gap that you're just allowing someone to just come in and feel. And so when that happens,
is that what she said?
That's what she said. It's a big gap, because you gotta remember though, a sexless marriage, that's for some people, sex without not having sex for 3 days or 2 weeks feels like a lifetime, right? So some people feels like after 4 months they ready to slap somebody. Can you picture being in, chemotherapy or kidney failure or a baby in recovery and she's dealing with postpartum? That could be a year-long process.
Sure can.
And so I don't think that's the way to handle it. Now me, after that, I would have to, for me as a sexologist, I would recommend another form of intimate touching, another form of things, but that would work. Now, if people say the different places on the body, even then may be too much. So I think it would just have to be toys, tools, things that you can use. Like actually do the work before you give a hall pass.
That's why she's certified.
You have to.
Wait, no, I want to make sure I understand what you're saying.
Toys, tools. You got pussy pockets. You got sleeves, you got rods, you got stuff that make the booty looser and softer. You got things that can help.
And yes, it can help. I want to be sure I understand what you're saying.
Anal, but not vaginal.
No. She talked. Well, actually, that's a fair point too.
Some women
that's a fair point too.
After surgery and getting stiffed and snitched and pushing a baby out, it's not a thing at that moment. Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking for clarity, because I don't disagree with you. Where I think I have some tension, and just me, got free to chime in, is how long that's sustainable for. Even when she asked, does your hand work? yeah, I could jerk off every day. It is not the same. And it's not as fulfilling.
Oh, I just want to tell y'all, like, when he was talking, all the guys were like, yo.
You know what I mean? So I want, because, especially because I advocate for men.
Maybe, like, put yourself on a schedule. Like,
of masturbating? Yeah. Okay, I'm cool.
If the partner can't do it, you gonna just sit and jack yourself off every day? Like,
I don't want to schedule to be my mate.
I don't want to say every day.
Like, I don't. When
Listen.
Every day.
I believe.
Let's be fucking for real.
I think I said this last time.
No, do every day.
I believe in sexual transportation.
And we all feel like that's normal.
Yes, for them. And
For women, women
Women.
masturbate every day. There are women who do it too.
I believe in sexual transmutation, right? I convert the energy.
Right.
That's what I practice.
And you're right. Sexual is becoming energy.
Creating dopamine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a stress.
And it's a stress relief. It's a dopamine.
How they go to sleep.
And the toys ain't gonna cut it.
It's endorphin.
Forever.
It's connection. It's everything for some people.
The toys
Sometimes
ain't gonna cut it forever.
sex at the top of the pyramid. Like, they get happiness and love, baby. Sex right here.
But people are judged for that.
Exactly.
A problem in, this is my opinion, you might always have a problem if that's the type of person that you are, because life might not always allow for you to get what you want when you want it, how you want it, how often you want it to be. Like,
But that doesn't
Hold on. One person at a
That's not
time.
a problem. You know, that life doesn't take away the necessities all the time, right? So the same way, you need water, you need food. Some people's body needs that. You know, so just like if you got somebody that's on the spectrum, there are certain things that they have to have every day.
I'm saying
don't have to have
if a person can't give you what you need, if sex is what you need as a person, and you saying you need a hall pass because 3 months passed by and you don't want to be on a schedule, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, y'all tried everything. That's going to be a problem in that
If it's only 3
situation.
months, you're not doing
Exactly, right. Yeah,
that's a
I
different
think you misunderstood what I was saying.
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
Because if we're talking now, first of all, let me also be clear for the brother. 3 months is a long time. Like, women might want to minimize that. 3 months of no sex.
A month is suicide.
So, okay, thank you.
What
So
are
I'm
we
with you
doing?
there. So, all right, good. So we're on the same page. I believe.
I don't belong in this conversation.
I believe.
I belong in this conversation.
No, but that's real.
How long is too long? What's the
talking
question?
about?
How long is too long?
That's actually a fair question. Before you answer that, I believe in extending grace, compassion, understanding. I'm being realistic here when I say everybody's limit is different. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And what I don't want to do is shame somebody for where their limit and capacity is. If a brother can wait 3-4 years and love his wife without no sex, I think he should. 1,000%. But if he was with her 4 years by her side doing it all, was faithful, and on that 5th year he says, I'm about to go clap some cheeks, I think some grace should be extended to him. Like, where am I tripping? I
don't disagree. I think people hear these hot words like hall pass, and I think certain people have a certain level of sexual disciplines, right? That everybody learns. And some people don't have it as good as other people, right? Some people have to learn, as Chasia said, control measures and how to basically fight the urge in whatever way that they can. You know what I'm saying? Divorce may be the ending of I've stayed as sexless as I can, and this is it. Like, I cannot go sexless anymore. And that may be what it was. It may be a hall pass, as Gabe said. It may be whatever you choose to do. You have to make that choice as a team or divided, because honestly, if you're not having sex, you're not connecting. And so you're just dropping a ripple in your ability to touch and your ability to feel, your emotional, your physical, and that can break down any relationship. Because I'm sorry, but that grape apple over there look delicious as hell, and you're not giving me any of that. That's a difference. And I think that's where you got to go into the subjects of touching, sensei focus, the things that I talk, tools. There's so many tools out here to help you. You should not be not touching. You shouldn't be not kissing. You shouldn't be not flirting. You shouldn't be not rubbing on a booty. You should be doing something, okay? Not just nothing at all. I'm going to completely pull away from you, and then I'm going to expect you to love me even after that. That is not fair. It is selfish. And in that moment, you may be in a selfish space. They call it healing in sex, resting in sex. But you have a partner, and the partner needs you. And when you have a partner, they need some.
Especially when you know the desires and the needs of that partner. You know what I'm saying? At some point, something has to give.
All right, so we got some comments. I'm sorry, Gabe.
No, you do.
Sorry. Do we want to go back to your mom's response?
I don't know how many you got.
You asked your mom's. Okay, so your mom's response to, is it a relationship or not a relationship? She said, if the couple or relationship is already not having sex, nor having the desire, and you give the other person a hall pass, the emotions and desires will lead to other hall passes to a bathroom. I don't know what that means, but I think basically what
I get what she said.
The reference is hall pass.
Then she circled back and she was talking about if the relationship based on someone having trauma or it being medical, all these things come into the different things. I want to get to the question by Shanique.
That's my sister.
Okay, her sister.
Twin.
Okay, what's the sister name? Shaquanetta Gibson has a question that I think we need to ask. I have a question. Should a woman be responsible for getting a man off every time it's her time of the month and sex is not an option? There's another hole.
So here we go again. You do not need no hall pass for 7 days, y'all. Come on, guys.
That's not what she said.
She's saying get them off.
And that's my point. Everyone have their own.
Okay. So is a woman responsible for getting him off during the time of the month?
That's what she said.
Is I'm not cramping? No, I'm joking. I'm joking though.
I think yes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Not every time. But
Yes. Hold on. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Girls.
You like what?
Girls.
So is that a yes? Because you can't go down.
I can't.
She's saying she wouldn't.
Oh, she did say
think it's
no.
not-
Dang, you were specific.
This is not my conversation.
It's not, okay. Is it yes for you or no?
Honestly, I think it's complicated.
It is.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I do believe. You said we could be friends now. All right, very good.
They're back.
They're locked in again.
Yeah. I
keep fighting over here.
I want to say something like no, but don't forget. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Because, like I just said, I don't want to shame anybody for their capacities, right? At the same time, I think it's healthy as a man if you are having that much sex to take a break and kind of get back into yourself and your spirituality. I think there's some health there. Now, if for whatever reason he can't last 7 days, then I do believe if she has pledged herself to him and they are monogamous, that's what their goal is, then she should want to, you know what I mean, to some degree, assist them in that. Because you don't have to be monogamous if you don't want to be monogamous, right?
Yeah, that's a choice.
But if that's what you agreed to in your relationship.
So I think if we're talking monogamy,
so let's go.
then the woman would say, yeah, even if I'm on my period, I should participate because I want to be monogamous.
Right. So Kimberly, do you say yes or no? Maybe so, just because you haven't.
You have to know the expectation of the person you're with.
Okay.
Some women don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think
some women do. Some women think it's like taboo. Some women are hornier.
So
Jamie said.
So I'm gonna be honest. I'm not that girl. I go against the grain. I am
Jamie
very open to everything. Let me be very clear.
Right.
During every moment.
Right.
But that moment, because the body is not. I don't feel good. I'm sick. My stomach hurts. My butt hurts. My baby butt hurt. The hemorrhoid. All that. I'm broken. I am broken. Okay? Do y'all hear me? I'm in resting for 7 days. My body is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and I don't feel like it's selfish as a woman to say no during that time because I'm not in a sexy feeling. I'm bleeding. I feel disgusting, and I feel like. For me, it's always been a hard hell no because of that. Like, I can have 7 days of just rest. You know what I'm saying? Without feeling like I'm going to break the relationship if I say, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I should break the relationship or me not give something to you in those moments because my body is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I'm a type of woman that has a horrible period.
And then she said every time. So I think when you make a statement like that kind of takes away from even being able to answer it. Because typically a man is not going to want it every time anyway.
And that's why I said it's complicated.
With the way she acts now, should she be responsible at times she's on her cycle? Yes, because if I'm feeling the way, and you're on your period, oh well, shit, jack me off. Do something, you know what I'm saying? Hunch, you can hunch me, you can burn zippers, So
I don't know about that. No, I'm just... But we can do it ourselves.
But you can still connect.
We can do it ourselves.
You can still connect.
But I think it's a good conversation.
Can you do it in the room with your partner? Can you self-please?
That is beautiful.
I think that's beautiful. If you're in the room, because intimacy.
Let me watch.
If I'm next to you,
let me watch.
Then I know you're not cheating.
Leave me alone.
But how much you got it before you got on your cycle? But go ahead, because that's important too.
Anyways,
go to the comment.
So Jamie said,
a man is not even supposed to touch a woman at that time, so he needs to get a toy or get himself some rest.
If you're going biblical, everybody don't believe in the Bible, so.
I mean, look, I'm a pastor too, so we can go biblical.
Wait, let's not. Okay, so y'all, we got a few minutes left, and I want to get to a quick question, y'all. Okay, the last one for today is: how do you feel about filming or recording in the bedroom?
That's a good one.
Do you consider this fantasy or dangerous territory? Everybody in the chats, are we recording or filming ourselves in 2025? Let's go around the room.
You start on the side. Go that way.
Would you? Yes, no. Dangerous territory or fantasy fulfilled?
Filming something.
And recording.
By yourself?
No, each other.
Oh,
yeah.
Each other.
Sex tapes. No, you don't care.
I think if you trust the person, it's fine. Actually, personally, I do some of my best performance when the camera's on. I mean, if I know we're gonna watch it, I'm considering how am I?
I keep a camera rolling. I got cameras on in my apartment. You saying that on the internet?
Yes. Wait. Someone said I get paid.
No.
Okay, wait. We're entering
Hold on. Wait. Fantasy or dangerous territory?
It just depends on who you're dealing with. We all watch TV,
But would you? So you say?
So what you doing?
Fantasy.
I mean,
fantasy fulfilled. So fantasy fulfilled or dangerous territory?
For me, I like it. So.
Okay. To me, dangerous territory. Go ahead.
I think it's both. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a fantasy fulfilled. Now, if it goes viral and I get paid from it, then
we put it on the internet?
Yeah, we know.
That's what makes it dangerous. That's what makes it dangerous.
Or fantasy.
Like if your phone get hacked.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's why I say I think it's dangerous. But again, the only way it's not something that I would look to do.
You have to know deep down that there's a change.
Hold on.
Whenever you exchange something.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. So, hold on. Were you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like his answer. It's not something I look to do, and it's not fantasy if you've already done it. So for me, it's not necessary. I perform whether it's on or off. So, but
okay.
It doesn't.
So you're okay with camera or
not?
You're or not okay. Okay. 2025 sex tape.
You creating an archive. This is
so. I would say to everybody on live, this question came in from an audience member. I feel like it really just depends on you and what you're comfortable with, who you're comfortable with. But remember, I'm gonna be honest with y'all before we get off. I do feel for women it is dangerous territory.
In 2025?
Mm-hmm. Because if it gets out, I'm not trying to be funny, but men typically get praised. Shannon Sharp released a video recording, not even any audio, and the internet. But if Sharon's picture was out, they would drag her through the mud. And I do feel that way when it comes to women. That if they get out, it don't matter how godly, goodly, beautiful.
Nah, that matters.
Men get praise from it if they're doing good.
You just said it. If they're doing good. I've seen the way men get slandered for penis size, for weak strokes, for being fat even. I've seen men get slandered. So I hear what you're saying and I do agree with you. But to assume that the man's gonna get the praise, that's where I disconnect. I seen dudes.
You've seen that opposite, where the men do like so. He don't get no brownie points.
No, because I've seen them be like, yo, he giving her that. Like, why she taking that? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like
even look. I've seen some porn sites where in the comments they talking about, man, that's how he's serving her. That's how. So yeah, it does.
Or I could do it better. Come talk to me.
Yeah. What happens is people have more empathy.
Somebody said do it in 4K.
People have more empathy when a woman is getting knocked down than they do for when a man is getting knocked down. But like you said, it does happen. Men do.
I don't know. I just feel like women get judged from women. They get judged for society, and they get judged from the men.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
So I just think to me it would be dangerous territory because of it. And I get that people say, "Oh yeah, do it." You know, whatever. But if you got a cloud on your phone, nope. If it's somewhere that can't be, like, literally, like, don't.
Someone said,
I'm not doing it, okay? I'm telling you right now, something that can be destroyed because clouds and stuff don't go away today. And
my thing is, if people not want anyone to see it,
right? And people even talking about in marriage, but even in marriage, like people have leaked tapes,
right?
Yes, people have leaked tapes even in marriage. Like when divorce comes, all of a sudden they all over the internet because their partner got upset. So even when people say like, even with a secure partner, I'm dangerous for. I think as a woman. I do think
I don't think it's always needed either, because some people think, oh, it spices it up when you watch yourself. Or even I would ask as a counselor, but as a counselor, does it help to watch yourself? Is that something that maybe people think about?
Like voyeurism. So people, the kink for it is like the word for it is voyeurism. So to be watched or to watch. And so some people like to see themselves. But baby, if you want to see me, you got the whole 15 minutes on the mirror, baby. Just go on and get right there, baby. Put that mirror right there. We're going to be good because I wouldn't do it. 15 minutes.
Is that all the time it takes?
Most sex average between 15 minutes.
I can't with you.
Okay.
Typing end to end, yeah.
Maybe that should be the next one. Like, yeah. Is that foreplay included? Like
no,
the 15
foreplay is not included. I said sex. Like,
okay, just the penetration.
Yeah.
You don't count foreplay as sex.
No, you don't.
No, that's penetration.
Penetration.
That's interesting.
Average sexual from in to out is 15 minutes.
So y'all don't count outer sex as sex.
Outer sex? Foreplay?
Yeah, like
the foreplay.
Yeah. Because for me, that's the part is like, you know, from the literature that I read, foreplay is because most women don't get off on penetration.
But it's really not foreplay for us. It is the finishing goal for us. If we getting any type of foreplay or licking or rubbing in that area, that's how ending goes.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all started at the beginning, we at the end.
So that's like all that sex because that part is where she can get off.
Yes.
And then, but I count that as sex because if she get actually, that's my playbook. You know what I mean? She gets it off first, and then we can do whatever.
But then, if a woman can get off from giving,
yeah, that too.
She's also fed. Like there are some women who actually get that endorphin by giving their partner that oral. Mm-hmm. There are some. So I'm thinking it's situational at the same time.
But the average penetrational, like
she's talking about average.
How many positions you do in 15 minutes?
I mean, but you could do it. It's just like
it is a good little
It depends on the,
I want to know. I'm genuinely curious.
Between how long you can do it?
No, like 5 minutes.
You can flip.
Oh, I think you can get about
I thought you talking in general. I didn't know about
Three positions in 15 shit. I'm flipping every 30 seconds.
No, but I think free is helpful because sometimes you gotta work the rhythm. You know what I mean to get it.
I'm just saying. So that's that. A lot of y'all feel like y'all were recording and things like that. We just gonna put it there. We had a great topic tonight, y'all. What the comments look like?
Somebody said 15 minutes ain't long at all. You a goddamn liar.
Until you're at your plateau, 15 minutes every hour. That's what it is. So definitely, most of the time, foreplay could last hours.
Wait, because someone said foreplay can be phone, text, convo, or acts of service.
Yeah. So foreplay could last all day, but 15 minutes. So go get a camera. Not a camera, a mirror or something, baby. We'll be there. I'll be it's a vixen for the night.
That many times. I thought it was 15 minutes, and it only been like a
Like 7 minutes.
3 minutes. But if commercial's still on.
Oh, this episode, man. That's crazy. That's real, man.
Tonight, first of all, I want to thank everybody who chimed in. First and second of all, we want to thank Space Studios, who always does our podcasting here in Huntsville. If you do not know, check out Space. We're gonna tag them below. They do our live podcast, even our video upload on YouTube. So thank y'all for that. Thanks to the NLE family that chimed in. Y'all is crazy, and I know these comments gonna be lit, and we'll get them all, and we'll try to answer them all later. All right. We got Kickback Camping that's sponsored today. So what day is the event again?
July 3rd through 7th.
And it's gonna be litty, okay? And we just thank everybody for coming in and joining us. Now I'm gonna let everybody just say their goodbyes and where to find them on social before we head out. Kimberly, you go first.
Kimberly Michaels, find me on the internet like that name. So.
Got aliases.
You can find me on the internet under Monique Samuels, though. But you can also find my business under The Golden Pineapple. My website is www.thegoldenpineapplellc.com, and my links to my social are there.
Awesome. Lawrence Front everywhere. Look in the comment section or the description to learn how to spell it, 'cause I'm not going to spell it right now. YouTube, IG, Facebook. I'm going to start getting on TikTok in a little bit because he can be hot over there.
All right. Chelsea. You can find me on Instagram at my name is Chelsea. Literally, that's what it says. Or the Lock Magician. We could do that too. But yeah.
Okay.
Deontay Sullivan. You can find me under Kickback Campout HSV. It's on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. JoJo.
I am happy to say that if you Google me right now, JoJo Talk, I am the #1 that comes up. So all you got to do is Google JoJo Talk, hit that way. Thank you. I've always wanted to do that. Oh, let me have a moment again. Left. Hey, if you go to Google right now and type in JoJo Talk, I am the #1 that comes up. Go ahead and hit subscribe because I have my new season coming out in June. He will be on my show talking about Camp Out. Or you can find me under, I'll put it in the comments so I don't have to spell my name. But I'm on all social media platforms because I'm the one you want to interview with right now today, JoJo Talk.
All right.
Gabriel Lyrics, Facebook, Instagram. Which one I'm looking at? Right here? Yeah,
We're not good on this side, clearly.
I know. Facebook, Instagram, GABREALLYRIX. Also, you can catch me every Friday at the Note doing Verbal Liquid Poetic Vibes.
And I'm your bartender.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. So y'all already know we in Huntsville, Alabama, Space Studio. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am Nita Love, your certified sexologist and your certified love and intimacy coach located here. If you're in the comments and you want to book a consultation or anything, drop your information in the inbox and you can find me at NitaLoveExperience.com. Y'all, it's been too live tonight. And guess what? We gonna come back again for our 6th show. Look, it's live, it's real, it's raw, and we don't get no better than this. So peace out, y'all. Y'all have a great night.